Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another Dungeons & Dragons themed adventure. In this episode, we're taking a look at the WizKids Deep Cuts. And I guess technically this is a Pathfinder product and not a Dungeons & Dragons product, but still, this is the Gargantuan Red Dragon. This is a pre-primed, ready-to-paint miniature for your RPG gaming experiences, branded with the Pathfinder, which is the competitor for Dungeons & Dragons, but they work basically the same way, same principles anyways. I know the rule sets are different, but this still works great for Dungeons & Dragons, so we're going to unbox this thing and take a look at it. Again, it's a pre-primed, ready-to-paint miniature, so it does not come painted or anything like that, which is somewhat sad. I do kind of like the painted ones, but for those of you that like to paint things, this is right up your alley, or may be right up your alley, because it's a huge dragon that you get to paint yourself. So, it does come, again, it's the Deep Cuts Pathfinder Battles from WizKids. This came out in 2008. I think. Fairly cheap. Last time I looked, they were in the $30 range. And they've got a whole slew of these different dragons. This is the red one. They've also got like a green one and a white one and a blue one, I guess. So all sorts of different dragons. You get to pick whichever one you want. I just picked up the red dragon because I like the particular pose on this one the best. But anyways, moving on. It does come in a nice box. It is got a nice window in there that lets you see into the box to see what's going on here. It shows up a lot better in person than it does on this screen here with the lights here. So you can kind of shift it around to try to get around the glare, but you can see inside of there exactly the pose and how big the thing is. Flipping it over to the side here, this is an example of what it could look like painted. It doesn't have a whole lot of detail on there, but flipping it over to the back side, it's very similar in that it's just what it could look like painted. And you can go check out wizkids.com/unpainted for other items in this collection and get more ideas and things like that. The other side of the box is the same as the other one. We've already shown the top, which has the Pathfinder logo, the Deep Cuts logo, and this cool little action scene going on with some characters and a white dragon in there. Don't know why that's white and this one's the red one. It doesn't matter. The bottom side has the copyright information, the choking hazards, etc., etc., etc. So, but remember, this is not a toy. Product for adult collectors ages 14 and above. So, looks like NECA is also helping with WizKids, so that makes a little bit more sense. And I can never get this right, but Pazzo, yeah, for Pathfinder. So go check those out if you're interested in finding out more about the Pathfinder environment and things like that. So we do have a single piece of tape here, so we're going to go ahead and cut that tape off and fold this big box thing out. And then we should be able to slide the tray out, if I can get a hold of it. And we do have the base inside here, so don't lose that. Big base. Alright, so we got that. I'm actually going to keep this box because I might actually put it back in the box until I can get around to actually painting it. Normally I don't bother keeping boxes, but here's the tray. We've got a nice kind of earth cave looking diorama thing going on here. You can see the dragon in there. There's a plastic tray holding it in place, along with this twisty tie. And I'm actually going to untwisty tie this one instead of cutting the twisty tie. Again, I'm probably going to stick it back in the box afterwards. So, we'll take this off first. And flip this back over, and we should be able to just lift this guy out by pulling the twisty tie out like so. And then the dragon lifts out, and you have just the empty box in there. So we'll put that to the side as well, and we can look at the actual dragon itself. So very cool looking. We also have the big base here. We'll pull this out so you can see. Again, this is the Gargantuan size. The base does have a couple of pegs on it. Nice black finish though. A couple of pegs. 2018 WizKids NECA Piezo ink, made in China. And it says 45 on it for whatever that's worth to you all. There we go. Very nice though. So the base itself, so the pegs line up with the peg holes in the bottom of the dragon. So you just kind of line this thing up and peg him into place. I can't see, so let's flip this around and then line it up, and you do have to put a little pressure on that back foot to get it to go into the peg hole. Same thing on the front foot. Line it up and put a little pressure on it, and it should snap in place like that. So and then the front has a little divot, and the dragon itself has a little divot on its foot to get you to go in the right place. It's not quite lining up 100%, but there you go anyways. It does have a nice stand on there. You can customize that however you want. The stand, in comparison to a standard D&D character, you can see we just stick that guy in the center there, how much bigger that is. A lot bigger. So very cool looking. We'll zoom in here and get a little bit closer look and see what we can do here for the details. Again, this is a unpainted white primed dragon, so I don't know how well it's going to show up on this white background. I'm going to pop the little stand off. Let's take it to the side here, and let's just take a look here at the actual dragon itself. The prime cuts are kind of the more highly detailed versions of the miniatures, so there are lots of details here. You can see all sorts of cool effects. I don't know, I may have to can I do that? Let's try that and see what that looks like. It gets a little contrast and lets you see some of the details a little bit better there. All the scales, little bumpy things, spikes all the way around. More spikes along the tail, the leathery folds of the wings, the scales on his chest, his legs have awesome scales. There's those foot pegs, his claws, and there's the face. It looks pretty awesome. I'm going to try to pull the light back up a little bit for the face. Looks really awesome. Nice screaming face there. Pretty cool. I do like this thing quite a bit, actually. So again, they do have different versions of this. So they got this was the red one. There's the white one as well. Green dragon. So you have choices for whichever pose you want. And there's nothing to say that you can't paint this one green if you wanted to. But it is the red dragon class. So if you're trying to match things up for whatever it's worth. So yeah, the wings are kind of folding over here. They're a little bendy, so if you don't quite like the way it's just posed to begin with, you can probably heat this up a little bit and kind of adjust that a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, I'm happy with the way it's posed, kind of glaring. I do kind of think it should probably not be facing up. I think I would prefer it to be maybe the head facing like forward instead of more to the sky. I guess you can simulate him breathing fire, or, you know, howling or screaming or whatever you want to. Size comparison wise, we do again have our D&D standard miniature here, so you can kind of see scale wise it's a fairly big dragon here. So yeah, I mean, it's it seems to be the proper scale to me. So if this guy was going to be like a dragon rider, he would be on his back like that or something like that. And it does seem to be a fairly appropriate scale for that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, every one is kind of a little bit different. I mean, some dragons are meant to be like extremely large, and so like this guy might fit into his hand as opposed to his shoulder, I guess, fitting in there if you wanted to look at it like that. But I mean, it's a good scale to go with, and it does again fit into the standard D&D sized miniatures for on your maps and things like that. I do like these unpainted ones because you do have the option of going there and doing whatever color scheme you want to it. Yeah, I really need to find more time to paint. But it's a cool dragon. I don't know what to say. It's a cool dragon. Again, it retails around $30. So go check out your friendly local gaming store and see if they can get one for you. They're not terribly hard to come by, or they weren't last time I looked. I've had this one for a couple of years actually, and just never got around to doing anything with them. So that's on me. I need to change that, but time will tell. Out of curiosity, so we do have one of the young red dragons from the WizKids line as well, so you can kind of see that comparison here, how the young dragon on his stand that I just knocked off compares with the actual dragon itself. So you can see quite a bit of size comparison difference, but they are supposed to be the same basic race. Again, the D&D dragons are slightly different than the Pathfinder dragons, so like these horns on the top are not on this one, but again, you get the idea. But scale-wise, it does fit really well. So this is the younger dragon, and this is the much older dragon. So it definitely works in that same scale. So I don't think you'll be disappointed when you get this thing and see it in person. And again, once you get it painted, it's going to be a nice set piece for a Dungeons and Dragons encounter, because obviously you need a dragon in your Dungeons and Dragons. It's in the name, right? So yeah, go pick this thing up, paint it, and let me know what you think about it. Share your photos with me, and that would be awesome. Well, that's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this, what is it? Pathfinder Battles Deep Cuts Gargantuan Red Dragon. Very cool looking. Again, if you've got one of these already, let me know how you approach it in your encounters, how your battles go. Any of that good stuff. Those are always fun stories of, you know, how you how your characters first came across the dragon, or why they had to do battle with them, or whatever that conflict was. That's those are always fun stories. So share those with us. Put them down in the comment section. If you've painted one of these already, how did it turn out? If you got any tips and tricks for us for painting it, let us know that in the comment section as well. That would be awesome. You can also share photos down there, put a link down there, whatever you want to do. I don't care. If YouTube will let you do it, do it. Anyways, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, feel free to do that. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. And until next time, game on!